This is a ninth grade English Language Arts virtual assignment. And so, what I wanted to do is just kind of start the semester out with you and just show you my expectations on how you should walk yourself through each of these lessons. So, let's just get started here. All right. So, as I explained in the orientation earlier this week, I wanted to show you kind of about pacing and my expectations. And understand too, I know that some of you are just getting into the program, and I am being a little lenient right here at the beginning about pacing dates. But after this weekend, it's my expectation if you're just getting into the program, that you're going to work and do your best to get caught back up. So, this is what we mean by pacing. All right. So, and agree that my screen might look a little bit different from yours, but the work you'll see is the same. So this is Unit 1. Reading strategies is your first lesson. Your second lesson is using reference materials. All right, so today I'm recording this lesson. It's Friday, August the 13th. All right, so this is how I view things, and you can see this the way I see it. So this is August the 5th. This is when this was assigned. Okay, so this would have been the first date of this assignment. So I look on down to the next assignment, which was using reference materials, and I'm going to say you have until the day before this date or up until this one that it's due. So I'm going to tell you have from the 5th through the 9th to get this particular assignment completed. All right, so for the next assignment, using reference materials, you're going to have from August 10th to August 12th. Okay. And then, just kind of moving down, context clues, August 13th, it's assigned. You'll have a larger gap here, 5 days. So remember, I give you your calendars, in advance. I know this is not your grade, but, I give you what it looks like in advance. So you're going to know how to pace yourself because this is a self-paced course, meaning you get to determine when you sit down and work on your work because I'm not going to teach live lessons, right? Because you're going to go through your tutorial at your pace. You're going to go through your content at your pace. Okay. So you have responsibilities at your home. That is what the flexibility of virtual offers. Okay. So again, that's how pacing works. All right. And so what you would do is you would get down and you would kind of work your way through your content. And again, you're not just working on one class at a time, you're working on multiple classes. Throughout the week, I'm going to hold Google Meets. They are not for you to join and be taught necessarily. They're for you to join. And so, say maybe you were working on context clues here and you got into that tutorial and you had a question and you're like, hey, Ms. Holmes, I was working on this and I had questions. So that's for you to join and for you and I to kind of work through that. Or you're like sending me a message, Ms. Holmes, I need help. So you and I get on a one-on-one Google Meet. So you're going to request that. Okay. You're going to grow, kind of as you gradually get through your lessons, you'll finish up in order. So we start from the beginning and we work our way through each lesson because they build on one another. Okay. And so you'll just work your way down and then you'll get to the last lesson and you'll see there'll be a window of opportunity for you to take your post test. So each week I'm going to be looking back. I'm going to be saying, oh, okay, did student A do this? Student A is getting behind. So I'm going to place a 0 in my grade book and I'm going to reach out and I'm going to say, hey, you're not doing the work. What's going on? How can I help you? All right. So that's how that works. And then eventually I'm going to say it's just going to remain a 0. Okay. So what I do is at the end of every single unit, it remains a 0 in my grade book. Okay. You will have gotten warnings. You will have gotten notifications from me saying, hey, let's get busy. What can I do? Please let me know. Reach out. Okay. Now, Google Meets. Google Meets are also a way for you and I to connect. Okay. Do you have to join every single one that I do? No. I offer 3 a week. Okay. They're going to be about 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it takes for students to join, leave, however long it takes for me to see every student that's in the Google Meet. And so it's my absolute pleasure to meet in these, and I offer them at different times during the day. And for August, I'm offering one Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And, on my website, you guys have the availability to go in and kind of see when I'm offering these on Tuesday, Thursday from 1 to 1:30, Wednesday 10 to 10:30. I'll stay longer if I need to, or if you need a one-on-one. Okay, so understand Google Meets are there for you and for me to be able to connect. Okay. All right. So I want to jump into one of the lessons here, reading strategies. Okay. So let's open the tutorial. And so each lesson you do a tutorial and a mastery test. All right. And so students often ask me this question, Ms. Holmes, will you reset my mastery test? The answer is no. But guess what? You can. Okay. So after you have completed everything I'm about to show you, and you take your mastery test. Okay, so mastery test comes after you do your tutorial. You can go back through each of the slides, get to the last slide, and click save and exit, and that will unlock that mastery test for you. Okay, so that's how that works. All right, so tutorial, reading strategies. This is an example of just all of how my all English language all of them work. Okay. So table of contents, introduction, comprehending text, annotating text, lesson activity, interacting with a text, and summary. Okay. So this is this one. This one is my favorite tab that you have in your tutorials. It is called the resources folder. All right, in the resources folder is going to be all of any of the literature portions that you need. Okay, so say we're reading William Shakespeare, or say we're reading, poetry, or there's a particular story that we're reading. That selection would be here. Okay, it's also going to be embedded, but it would also be here. All right, so the guided reading notes are something that I find essential for virtual students. All right, so basically it is just a layout for you on how to take notes. Okay, so what I do, and I'm going to show you my strategy, okay, is I go up here with my mouse and I kind of pull this out into its own window. And I will shrink it in size by dragging with my mouse and making it its own window, and I kind of let it hang out. And remember, just because you click off of it, it's just going to be in the background, okay? It's not disappearing, and you don't have to open, reopen, open, reopen. It's there, okay? It's hanging out. If you do, like I said, and you make it its own window by pulling it down. Okay. Also, you can handwrite, okay? And you can print these out. You can choose just to handwrite the notes however you choose, okay? So that's guided notes. I'm going to leave those there. We also have the dictionary. We have the reading tools, which is a slide narration. You can turn these on, and when you do, as you go through your slides, they will contain a narration, will automatically play your slides for you. I'm going to toggle that off. And so you can also do click to speak. And when you do, it clicks the sentences, and when you click on them, and it will read them aloud. Look, you can even do them male, female voices if you choose. All right, translate. So if you're bilingual, and you have multiple languages that you're looking at, this is also a great tool that's available for you. Highlighter is one that we no longer use, so don't even worry about wasting your time with it. All right, so let's move forward into the lesson here. All right, so you're going to see this particular slide at the beginning of all of your English language arts lessons, okay? It is a simple introduction, and I'm going to let it play, but this one slide is the same in all of them. So we'll watch it this one time and understand I'm okay with you skipping this first slide after you've watched it through this. So let's watch. Okay, yeah. So that's just basically a generic introduction to what you're going to be looking at. Okay, so reading strategies tutorial. Let's go to the next slide. All right, so I told you, you had these narration tools over here. So I'm going to allow this. And so you'll just go up here and click play.
In this lesson, you will interact with texts to deepen your understanding.
Okay, so that is simply all that does. And it will just play forward for you. And there's just another opportunity for that table of contents for you. All right, so I'm going to click forward. All right, so again, I told you it would narrate for you, so I'm going to click play.
Introduction. Have you ever been so absorbed by something you're reading that you lose all track of time? If so, then you know what it means to interact with a text. When you interact with a text, You gain a better understanding of it. But what about those times when you read a piece of fiction or nonfiction and you don't understand what you're reading? When that happens, reading can be frustrating because you don't fully comprehend what the text is trying to convey. In this lesson, you'll learn to use reading strategies to help you focus on and interact with a text so you can better understand what you're reading.
Okay, so we're going to open up our guided reading notes here because this is going to guide us through the process of understanding this information as you self-teach, okay? So I love this resource. I don't think as a virtual student that I would feel okay sending you out into this content without something like this. So I am so grateful that Edmentum has offered this for us in the virtual classroom. So again, we're going to look at this. And so far, the introduction really hasn't offered too much here. So we're going to kind of keep going. Here you'll see you have these highlighted areas. So you can click on these. This is where your dictionary terms are going to come available for you. So I love this. If you're taking notes already, you would jot these down. Okay, it'll even read it for you.
Reading strategies. Actions that help readers make meaning of a text.
Yep.
Introduction.
So let's go to the next slide. All right, so it's going to offer a warm-up for you. Use the notebook tool. All right, so the notebook tool is no longer in use with Edmentum. So if you see that, sorry, it's just an outdated thing, but I did want to point it out to you, okay? So it says to list or describe reading strategies that you already use. Think about what it means to interact with the text and how do these strategies help you interact with the text. All right, so reading strategies. What do I do? Okay, so some things that I personally do. Giving you think time here. Well, some reading strategies that I often do is I look through and I look for the bolds, okay? I look for the titles. I like to look through and dig deep, okay? And I'm like, I'm looking at the pictures. I'm looking at words, I'm looking at like the length of the book, I'm looking at the sentence structure, okay? So maybe that's some that you came up with too. All right, comprehending text. To make meaning of a text, you need to understand it. Comprehension strategies can help you interact with and better comprehend a text by reading it closely. So again, I'm going to go back over here. And so here also from our previous slide, you're going to put in your vocabulary. So you can jump back and do that. Versus for time constraints, I'm going to move into this part. But here you can go back to that previous slide number 7, and add in those definitions, okay? All right, so comprehending text. It says, comprehension strategies can help you blank with and better comprehend. All right, so here, comprehension strategies can help you, yes, that's right, interact. Okay, so you can type it, or if you have these, you can write it. All right, so let's move forward. Benefits of using comprehension strategies. So there again, where did they go? They disappeared in a different level. There they go. All right, so benefits, so they keep you what? All right, so let's look back. Benefits of using comprehension strategies. Using comprehension strategies to interact with the text has many benefits. All right, so let's see which that they are. They keep you focused and encourage you to make inferences about what you're reading instead of zoning out, okay? So they keep you focused and encourage you to make, what was that word? Inferences, okay, about what you are reading. Okay, so you see how this is set up. You see that it really guides you and walks you through it, okay? So what you would do is you would walk yourself through these slides, you would pull your guiding reading notes, you would pay attention to those, okay? You would interact with the slides as they are made available to you here, okay? You would simply read what's going on, and you would see here that your guided reading notes are not going to let you down. They're going to follow you through. See, the pictures are the same. So you're literally interacting with the text. It would be like if you were opening up a virtual textbook, but here you have it in a guided reading notes, okay? So I want to leave you kind of with this. As you are finishing up these first few lessons, I want you to give this a really good effort in doing your best to complete these. I tell virtual students that it should not take you more than 45 minutes to an hour working on assignments, okay? But this is what you have gotten into the routine of working, okay? Set a schedule. Know when it's time for you to work. Know when it is good for you to work. Don't sit there and rush, okay? Use these guided notes because I allow you to use these on your mastery test. I allow you to use these on your post test and then eventually on your end of semester exam. But you need to put in the work so that you are going to be the one to benefit the most from this, okay? So when you're asking me about a post test here at the end, okay, because this is what's going to happen. You're going to get down, you're going to come down here and you've worked on all of this, okay, and you're going to get to this post test here. And if you fail that, okay, you're going to send me a message and you're going to say, Ms. Holmes, I bombed my post test, okay? Hopefully you're going to say, woohoo, Ms. Holmes, I did amazing on my post test. But if and when the situation arises and you did fail your post test, I will reset a failing score, which is 59% and below, one time. Okay. And I want you to hear me on that one time. All right. Because I'm telling you how to do this course. I'm telling you how to be successful in this course. Okay. I'm telling you how to set yourself up for success. Put in the work. Okay. Do the work up front, because if you do the work up front, I don't see how you can fail this test. Because if you're doing your guided notes, if you're working on your tutorials, if you are doing your mastery test and using these notes, you will have them for your post test and you will not fail. Okay. So if you do, I will reset it the one time. Okay. So hear me on that. All right. So I think you've heard me on that, and I'm really looking forward to working with you. Please reach out with questions, and I just look forward to hearing from you. Ask questions, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.